Hey everyone. So you know that moment when you finally decide to get an electric bike, only to realize most of them are either too heavy to move or just don't have the power you need for those longer rides? Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. But then I found the Jasion X Hunter ST 20-inch electric bike, and honestly, it's been a total game changer. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let me talk about the motor. This thing has a 1400W peak motor, and it's seriously impressive. I live in an area with some pretty steep hills, and I was worried my old bike wouldn't cut it. But this bike? It powers right through them like they're nothing. I hit 30 miles per hour on the straightaways, and it still feels stable and controlled. It's not one of those bikes that struggles to keep up when you're trying to keep a good pace. Plus, the acceleration is smooth, so you don't feel like you're being jerked forward or anything. It's just really responsive, which makes it a lot of fun to ride. Now, the battery life is another huge plus. I was skeptical at first because, let's be real, a lot of e-bikes promise long ranges but fall short. But this one? It's got a 624Wh battery, and I've been able to get around 50 to 60 miles on a single charge, depending on the terrain and how much I'm using the throttle. That's way more than enough for my daily commute and even some weekend adventures. I don't have to stress about running out of juice halfway through a ride, which is a huge relief. And charging it is super simple, just plug it in overnight, and you're good to go the next day. One of the things I love most about this bike is how easy it is to fold up and store. If you're like me and don't have a ton of space, this is a lifesaver. The folding mechanism is straightforward, no complicated steps or tools needed. I can fold it up in just a few seconds and tuck it away in my closet or even under my desk at work. It's also light enough that I can carry it up a flight of stairs without breaking a sweat. That's a big deal if you're living in an apartment or just don't want to deal with a bulky bike taking up space. The fat tires are another standout feature. They're 20 inches wide, and they handle all kinds of terrain like a champ. I've taken this bike on pavement, gravel, and even some light trails, and it's never felt unstable or sketchy. The advanced suspension system also does a great job of smoothing out bumps and rough patches, so you're not getting jostled around the whole ride. It's way more comfortable than I expected, especially for a bike at this price point. Assembly was surprisingly easy too. I'm not exactly a bike mechanic, but I had this thing put together in about 20 minutes. The instructions were clear, and all the parts were labeled, so it was pretty much plug and play. Jasion even includes all the tools you need, which is a nice touch. I didn't have to run to the hardware store or anything, everything was right there in the box. Safety is always a concern with e-bikes, especially when you're going this fast. But the Jasion X Hunter has hydraulic disc brakes, and they're seriously impressive. I've tested them out on some steep downhills, and they bring the bike to a complete stop without any squeaking or fading. It's reassuring to know you can stop quickly if you need to, especially in traffic or when you're sharing the road with cars. Now, I do have to mention a couple of things that might not be perfect for everyone. First, the bike is pretty heavy, around 70 pounds. That's not unheard of for an e-bike, but it's something to keep in mind if you're planning to carry it upstairs frequently or if you're not super strong. It's doable, but it's not feather light. Second, the seat is a bit firm, at least at first. It's not terrible, but if you're planning on taking long rides, you might want to invest in a gel seat cover or something similar to make it more comfortable. Overall, though, I'm really happy with this bike. It's powerful, reliable, and practical, and it's made my daily rides so much more enjoyable. Whether you're commuting, running errands, or just cruising around town, it's a solid choice. Plus, the price is pretty reasonable for what you're getting, especially compared to some of the other e-bikes out there. If you're in the market for an electric bike that's got the power, range, and convenience to handle just about anything, the Jasion X Hunter ST is definitely worth checking out. Link is below if you want to see it for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.